Hey guys, me Dave. It's 5/26/2021. It is Wednesday, hump day. The week is half over, pretty much. I don't look forward to the weekends. I really don't like the weekends because I'm sitting around here by myself. I would rather be out, I don't know, going for a ride or something instead of sitting here by myself. So I want to go into something first. Now, you go to those calls and there's a lot of misinformation out there. I hate to bring this up all the time. I'm sorry for that. But there is a lot of misinformation. Now, people are fake TIs. You get a know-it-all. They have these know-it-alls on these calls. They're not real because I've walked the walk and been through everything. I really have. Now these fake TIs, they give the floor and they take it. It's a perp narrative. Okay. Oh, the police are told lies about you and they're told you're a bad person and all this stuff and oh my god, that's not true. It's not true. They don't think you're a drug dealer. They don't think you're a pedophile. They don't think you're a rapist and all this stuff. That is a perp narrative. Perp narrative. And I'll tell you why in a minute. Okay, so, someone big up in the police department knows my family. They know I'm not a criminal. I'm not nothing. They know that. That's not why they're watching us and oh my gosh, this is a perp narrative and they stick to this narrative because that's their job. Their job is to make you think, oh my god, they think you're a pedophile and a rapist and a drug dealer and all this stuff. That is a perp narrative. They're drilling that into your head. They're drilling that into your head because they don't want you to leave the house. They make you paranoid. So you're thinking, oh my god, these people must think I'm a rapist or something. Oh my god, I can't believe it. You sound paranoid. Okay, now I'll tell you why. I've been through it. When I've called for police. Now okay. There's people that recommend these calls and they think they're all legit and they're all this and that. I wish I never would have went to any of these calls. They're all perp calls. These people are misinformation agents. They get paid to sit on there. It's the same people who talk every single night. They're getting paid $12, $15 an hour. I don't know what they're getting paid. They're getting paid to spread their bullshit. Every single night. If you go to those calls, it's the same people talking. Same people talking. Same people talking. Same people talking. Brian too is right. They are control groups. These are control groups. Now VW doesn't agree with that. He thinks these people are real. Okay, now Brian too is right. They're all control groups. They're trying to control the way you talk. They're trying to control the way you talk about this. They're trying to control the way you explain this. And they even went as far as giving you 2 letters. Okay, now we have 2 letters out there. You could be a concerned citizen or you could be a TI. They're putting the words into your mouth so you don't have to do anything. It's controlled. Now, somebody who can think for themselves is like, I'm not going to do that. I can think for myself. I can speak for myself. I'm going to tell them what's happening with me. I'm not going to follow this perp narrative, because they wrote a couple of letters, okay? Now, okay, so the perp narrative is they think you're a drug dealer, a pedophile, a rapist, and that's what they're telling these people. Okay, now I'll tell you firsthand my experience. When I went to the psych ward the second time, I fell into that. I fell into that talk. Okay, now I had a one-on-one conversation with the police officer that was taking me to the hospital. And I told him, I said, I repeated what these people were saying. I'm like, are people saying bad things about me and all this stuff? And oh my God, I'm a rapist. I'm a drug dealer and all this stuff. He's like, what are you talking about? He's like, what are you talking about? Nobody said anything about you. Okay? Makes you look paranoid. So if you walk up to somebody and say, well, oh my God, they think I'm a rapist and all this stuff, you're gonna look paranoid because they're gonna say, what are you talking about? What are you on? Are you on something? You know, it's to entrap you. It's to make you look paranoid, to discredit you. Okay? Now you go to these calls and they're saying, oh my God, the police are saying bad things about us and they're giving a fake dossier. Oh my God. Ah. That's not true. If you believe everything you hear, you are an idiot. You're a gullible idiot. Seriously. Not you guys. Some people out there that make videos, they believe everything they hear on these calls. They believe it all. They're not saying bad things about us. They're not. Because I've asked the police before, face to face, and he's like, what are you talking about? Nobody said anything about you. That's God's honest truth. Don't believe these perps. I would stay off those calls. I wish I would have never I wish I would have never went to those calls. VW was recommending these calls and all this stuff. They're all perps, you guys. They're all perps. They're all perps who talk on. The people who talk on these calls are perps. And they gotta control the conversation. They gotta control the call. It's a control group. They teach you what to say. They offer to mail things for you to send to the FBI. Don't ever do that because it'll never get there. So don't take these people's words for anything. If you want to write to somebody or something, do it yourself in your own words, your own experience. Don't do a scripted letter to whoever. It just, you need to write yourself. Use common sense. Stay calm and tell them what you're going through. And that's what you need to do. I would stay away from those calls. Stay away from those calls. They're bad news. They're perps on there. The perps control the conversations. If you can't see that, you're a moron. Not you guys, but the people that can't see that are morons. It's the same people every single night. Now we get big talkers in here that know everything. Oh, I've been in the program 20 years, and oh my God, I know everything. I've been through it all. But I haven't been diagnosed, I haven't been brought to the psych ward, but I know everything about this program. They tried to explain it, and I'm a real TI, and I've been through it. And these people, I can look right through them, and they're full of shit. They're full of bullshit. They're following a script. They're following a script. These people are getting paid. I don't know what they're getting paid. $12 an hour. I don't know. But they're following a script on these calls and a narrative. And they're trying to drill that into your head. Drill it into your head so you believe it. And then when you ask somebody about it who's normal, like a police officer or something, he's like, what are you talking about? That cop was like, what are you talking about? Nobody said anything bad about you. I don't even know what you're talking about. So don't fall for that, you guys. I'm telling you, it's a trick. It's a trick, a mind trick, psychological warfare, So anyway, I want to tell you about today. Okay, so I took Max out to the park, okay? Now, they're laying it on kind of thick. What's the message? What's the message for me? Or is it for the attackers? Okay, so I pull into the park and there is a cop. There's a cop sitting at the beginning of the parking lot. Okay, now, shortly after, another cop pulls in. And they're talking and chatting and all that stuff, and then they leave. So I'm thinking, what's that all about? Okay, so I got Max out. I'm walking Max. Okay, so here comes another cop, a third cop, pulling into the park. And then there's another cop after him. And they're driving kind of fast, and they're driving towards us and stuff. Guy, he didn't look at me. He wouldn't look at me. He wouldn't look at me at all. And then the one cop turns around, and then the other pulls up, so they're, face to face, so they could talk. And they were sitting by my truck. They were probably 20 feet from my truck, talking. So I'm over here with Max. I'm like, I grabbed my attention and all this stuff. I wrote to somebody important. Maybe that's why I'm getting it. What's the message? Is the message for me, or is it for the attackers? I don't know. But, so we had 4 cops today out. Now, there was a guy living in, right by the park, across the street, there was a guy living in his RV. He wasn't supposed to be parked there, but he's been living in his RV. So 2 of the cops were talking to that guy, and then 2 of the cops were 20 feet from my truck talking to each other. So I'm like, what's going on here? But they weren't looking at me. They wouldn't even look at me. They wouldn't even acknowledge me. So why are they there? Because I wrote to somebody, and causing some ripple. It's a ripple effect, or whatever you want to call it. I'm causing some bumps in the road. They don't like it when I write to people, especially a certain somebody. So they got the cops. There was 4 of them today. So then there's all kinds of road construction and all this stuff. And I took Max for a ride, and I had to go find a place to turn around and all this stuff. And I seen another cop, a 5th cop, going down the avenue as we were going up the avenue. I seen a 5th cop. So, what is the message? I don't know. Is it to shut up? Is it to shut up? Or is it for the attackers? I don't know. They were nailing my back all night last night. They were nailing my back all night last night. They were nailing it mostly today. I got that all day. I got heavy remote neural manipulation today. All kinds of images and their thoughts put in my head and all this stuff all day today. So, the thing is, I don't fight back unless I have to. When I have to fight back, watch out. I mean, they don't like it when I fight back. They're like, well, don't fight back, just take it, That's what they said in the treatment center. Oh, don't fight back, just take it, just sit there and let us torture you to hell. Now I fight, I've always fight back, have fought back, so they don't like that. They don't like when I can fight back, because they have a hard time controlling me and all this stuff, but, so that's what happened today. There's lots of cops out today, and they were around me and around Max, and but they didn't acknowledge us. Almost, they didn't look at me when they drove by. They didn't do anything. They're not going to do anything. It costs a lot of money to lock me up in the psych ward and all that stuff. It's a lot of work for these guys to lock me up and all that stuff. I don't think they want me locked up. but they're definitely threatened by me. Why are they so threatened? Because somebody might believe me. Somebody might believe me, you know, um, and they're afraid of that. They're afraid somebody's going to believe me. So they had the cops out or around me today and yesterday, you know, um, you know, uh, and that's what happened. So anyway, I suppose I'm gonna cut this off. That's what happened today. But I got nailed all day today. My back, they were nailing my back last night. I could not sleep last night. They were nailing my back, nailing it. Um, it was super sore, it hurt. Um, and I'll tell you something else. I shaved tonight. You know, I shave in the mirror, obviously. So I'm in the bathroom shaving my head and shaving my face, and I'm looking at my head. It doesn't show up on camera, but my temples are pushed in, and they took a laser to my head. If anybody doesn't believe that, I'll try to get it on camera so you can see it. They do have lasers, and they took a laser and chewed up all my head up there. So tonight, after I shaved, I'm like looking at my head. I'm like, look at what these damn people have done to me. Look at what these people have done to me. They hit our pets. They killed one of our dogs. They did this to my head. And people ask me why I'm so pissed off. Trying to act professional and stay calm. What? It's like these people destroyed me. Look at the injuries on my head. Of course I'm pissed off. I want this to stop. So anyway, that's what happened today. So anyway, I'm gonna cut this off. You guys have a good night, and I'll talk to you later.